So my name is Connor Czubinski, and I originally come from Ireland. I moved to Holland in 2008 to study at the Design Academy. Mm-hmm. And yeah, so I don't have a very typical Irish surname. So my mother is German, and her grandfather is Polish. So I guess we come from a history of jumping around a bit.
So what was the most striking thing that you noticed when you arrived here in the Netherlands as a student?
So when I arrived, the first thing I noticed is live music, in fact, because I come from a small place in the west of Ireland, and music is very prominent in the culture there. So you can go to any bar, well, not any bar, but even in that small town, you can go any day of the week, and you have maybe a choice in weekdays of maybe 6 bars you could go to listen to live music, where you don't have to pay. You just go and have a drink and listen to some music. And on the weekends in this small town, we're talking 5,000 people, huh? So it's really a village almost. Mm. And then I arrived in Eindhoven, and I was like, where's the music, you know? For me, change is normal, but if you are based in a locality and you don't move out of that locality, then change is something quite difficult, I think. Okay. Actually, of my Irish friends, and that for me is one of the most difficult things, I think, confronting things about going home to Ireland, is that of the people I grew up with, I think maybe 2 of them are still in Ireland, you know, of my closer friends of maybe 10 to 15 people, maybe 2 are still in Ireland, and none of them are in the hometown. So
how?
So the thing is, when you leave your own country, I don't know how many of you are expats, but when you leave your own country and you come back again, you see things outside of, from a distance a bit. So if you're in a routine, it's the same if you're doing a project or in a relationship with somebody, you see it every day in, it's the same thing. But when you leave it for a while and then you come back, you're like, oh, this is fucking different, because you've seen the contrary. So in Ireland, for me, I mean, the crack, the banter, the good fun you have was something that always surprises me when I come back. So for instance, coming back from Holland, I forgot the saying, but there's a Dutch saying that everything in Holland kind of happens behind the doors. So there's an awful lot of, you know, happens behind the doors, and getting behind the facade of the wall in Holland is difficult, you know. It takes a big step for somebody to invite you in their home. Whereas in Ireland, it's the doors are open all the time, and people are just ready to have fun, and you'll meet a stranger and they'll invite you into their house for a cup of tea. I can give one example. So, but in my 3rd year at the academy, I was doing a project where I had designed some bells to measure the speed of the wind. So I went home during one of my holidays back to Ireland and decided I would test it on the mountain in the back of my house. So I brought it up this mountain, set up this prototype, and interacted with, because it's a holy mountain, and it was a sunny day, so you have quite some people climbing it. So I interacted with the passers-by and interviewed them. So most of them were all these Irish people, and they're like, oh yeah, oh it's lovely that, right, yeah. Oh, you might add a bit of colour here, maybe you do that. So they're giving sort of suggestions. But Irish people are very indirect. So they never, if they didn't like it, they wouldn't have told me. So they made suggestions as how they would maybe make it nicer, or they liked the sound of the bell or whatever. And then this Dutch couple come up. They turn out to be Dutch, and they're actually even studying or working for Philips at the White Lady in Eindhoven. And I'm like, oh, I'm studying in Design Academy and and tell them my story. And they said to me, yeah, to be honest, I don't really get it. It doesn't work, doesn't fit the location, like really, like all these harsh comments. And I'm like, whoa, what? You know, they walked away, and after the interaction, I'm like, what just happened? Like, I'm in my own country, and then the foreigners tell me this, and it's like, but yeah, it's a good metaphor, because they weren't bad people. They're just really direct, and they if you ask them for an opinion, then they give you a fucking opinion. You ask an Irish person for an opinion, and they will tell you everything around it so that you can guess it. Another example is that every time I'm in Ireland, people will say, so a conversation will start with, how are you? Not, what do you do? The who I am and what I do is unimportant. So the way that Irish people judge a person is on how they interact at that moment, there and then, not really based on your status so much. Growing up, I always knew that Ireland always has this name for being an alcoholic country, you know. So when I was growing up, I was always the quiet ones at the parties. You know, I was not the center of the party. I was the one who went home early, didn't party too hard. And then I came to the academy, and in the first year, I was the most drunk one at the parties. You know, I was like hammered drunk, and people were like, "Geez, you were so drunk." I'm like, "No, man, I was fine. You know, I didn't get sick. It's fine." Like, because in Ireland, especially when you're a teenager, the amount of, like, if you go out, it's very normal that half of the people are sick from alcohol. So it fairly sunk in somewhere sort of midway through college. I was like, wow, like I'm very held back by Irish standards, but by the standards here, I was a bit over the top. I mean, I would like to say, like, I have said all these negative things about Holland, but then there's all these positive things, which I haven't mentioned. Which is like the public transport, and the fact that it's so dense that you can actually, like, that's a huge, I don't know if it's a cultural difference, but it's a huge difference from Ireland, because to go, public transport in the countryside is non-existent. You need a car or bike or taxi. So things like this are also like a luxury when you come from places that don't have it, or the fact that you can go to Amsterdam every 15 minutes in an hour and a half is ridiculous. There was 4 trains leaving my town a day, so you can leave 4 times a day. So these sort of things are also worth mentioning.
Okay.